Ashley, can you tell me about the change in attitude for a home buyer before and after the purchase of a property?
I can. It's a very interesting phenomenon takes place, and it's been going on for long enough now that we can regard it as a legitimate thing. And it basically works like this. When people look to buy a property, so we've got a young couple, they're looking to buy their first home, particularly during the heightened part of a market cycle. They go along to the auctions, they go along to open homes, and they keep being outbid. They find it very, very difficult. They start to think that the world's against them, that it's going to be too difficult to buy a home, that the systems get up against them, and they become, in some cases, quite depressed about the fact that it's so difficult to do. And then they finally find one that they can afford to buy, and they buy it. The day after they buy it, the day after it's settled and the lawyer's done all the paperwork and the conveyancing and it's theirs, suddenly the capital growth kicks in, and they're starting to recognise that the value of that house, any increase in the value of the house belongs to them. And suddenly, instead of the system conspiring against them, it's a wonderful system. It's a fantastic system that's actually get up to do exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, both of those positions are correct. The people looking to buy, finding it difficult, they're right, it is difficult to buy. Once they buy that property and capital growth does what it does, then it's completely understandable that people would see that as a good thing as well. So your perspective on property purchasing is relative to where you are in that property purchasing situation. There's a kind of a maturity that comes with it too. People will buy their first home, and it's for some people it's in fact for most people it's the biggest purchase they will have ever made, the first home, and so it's all very exciting. By the time to get to your second or your third, or indeed if you start investing in the market to become an investor, it becomes much more of a commodity. You recognise its value, you recognise what it can do, you recognise how capital growth works, and you start to understand the system and the way in which that can contribute both to your own personal wealth, obviously, but also to society in the form of rental property that you can provide to people that need to rent.